to his master in pieces. But he knew he couldn't. Not yet, at least. "Continue scanning the planet and the ships around it," he ordered. "I want to know everything about our surroundings before we move forward." Reynolds wasn't going to let this opportunity slip away. "As we'd heard, this is clearly a haven for less-than-legal pursuits," Asya jumped in. "A pirate sanctuary," Tactical clarified, adding a snarled, "Arr!" "A well-defended one, too," Gia stated. "The planet has a powerful defense system in place with a clear, equal-opportunity mindset." She zoomed the screen in on the system. "There are hundreds of obvious railgun emplacements along the docking struts, and scanners are picking up energized weaponry hidden from sight within the frame. That's not counting the dozens of weaponized satellites in orbit around the planet. The system is set up to defend both against outside aggression and the ships in dock." "The best defense is a bunch of guns shoved in your face," Tactical muttered. "They don't want anyone stirring up shit here. Means we can't just stroll up behind the pillar and start putting holes in it without consequences," Maddox stated. "This is the type of place that would protect its own from any sort of outside aggression," Asya agreed. "We wouldn't just be fighting the Asparian defense grid, but every damn pirate craft parked there too. We can't just go in swinging or we'll trigger a full-on war, with us at the center of it." Reynolds nodded as he examined the information spilling across the screen, confirming what his crew was reporting. "That's why they brought us here," the AI noted. "You still think it's a trap?" Gia asked, bringing up a conversation they'd had before leaving the Quadrain system. Reynolds shrugged. "I think we were handed this location too easily, despite the circumstances," he admitted. "Sure, we defeated the cultists soundly and left them little choice but to cooperate, but they were too quick to give up the pillar. You'd think having a master who fancies himself a god would make the help more reluctant to spew sensitive information as fast as they did." The captive cultists had started spilling their guts immediately after the battle ended, a number of key Phraim Eh disciples disclosing everything they knew about Joranal and the pillar. They'd apparently known little to nothing about Phraim Eh himself, though. The information seemed suspect, but it was the only real lead they had. "Maybe they're more afraid of you than Phraim Eh," Maddox suggested. "You did park a Superdreadnought above their homes and threaten to blow their asses to oblivion." He chuckled. "It was damn intimidating." "Maybe," Reynolds answered with a nod, but he had his doubts. Not that those doubts changed anything. He'd come to deliver an ass-kicking to Joranal and follow the prick back to his master, and nothing was going to keep him from doing just that. If it were a trap, however, it would change how Reynolds approached the pillar and its captain. Reynolds wasn't leaving anything to chance. "Lots of traffic in and out of the system, Captain," Rio warned. "We're outside the standard travel lanes, it appears, since none of the ships are swinging our way, but we've been pinged a number of times since we arrived. We're not invisible, even this far out." Reynolds hadn't expected to be. "Any movement at the pillar?" he asked. "No, sir," Ensign Alcott replied. "She remains docked, shields and weapons at rest, and I'm not seeing any ships going to or away from the other Superdreadnought." Which only reinforced Reynolds's belief that they were being lured into something. Joranal wanted them in close, wanted them in a position where the Reynolds would effectively be surrounded by the armada of pirate ships above the planet, as well as within range of the Asparian defense system. "No hails?" Reynolds questioned. Rhea shook her head. "None so far." "This isn't the type of place that'd throw out a welcome beyond an automated warning to keep traffic in check," XO stated. "They'll want to keep the system decentralized and neutral to avoid turning the planetary leadership into a target. Hence the reason I was asking," Reynolds explained. "I was hoping to catch the locals in some sort of collusion to clarify whether or not we were walking into something. Guess they're not going to make it that easy, huh?" "Looks that way," XO replied. Your orders,